People believe that if the National League adopted the designated hitter, they would have to go out and find 15 sluggers and totally revamp their rosters. But this is not true. To understand why, we need to look at that list of 15 American League DHs I showed in an earlier video. These are the DHs who started the most games for each team as a DH. And even though these top 4 did not field very much, this next 7 is very revealing. They did field a lot. This last column shows how many games they started in the field, starting with Nelson Cruz at 48, all the way down to Oakland's Chris Davis as 93. So really, this group of 7 here were fielders just being used as DHs to some extent. So even if there were no DH rule, they would still have been in the lineup as full-time hitter fielders. Even the other 8, these 4 up here that were primarily DHs, and these 4 down here that were just part-time players, they were fielders at one point and changed to primarily DHs at some point in their careers. So all of this means that the American League did not have 15 extra sluggers in their lineup due to the designated hitter rule. They have been just using their existing players in different ways. And this is the way the American League has been doing it for years. And would be the way the National League would be doing it. These bottom 11 teams then rotated being a DH quite a bit among several players. This is very good. Keeps everybody busier. Both these DHs who fielded a lot and the bench players too by being part of the rotation. So the National League would not have to revamp their rosters. Lineups in both leagues are pretty much built the same. Your 1 through 2 hitters are guys who can get on base. Your 3 through 6 hitters are sluggers who can knock them in. And 7 through 9 is whoever is left over. The National League has been just as interested in having sluggers in their number 3 through 6 slots as the American League. So they already have the sluggers they need. They don't need to be adding sluggers. Also, in an earlier video, I showed the American League has had just as many speedy players as the National League. So there really is not much difference in the lineups between the two leagues, except National League teams have a 135 hitter in their lineups. So let's take a look at an example of what would happen. Say your right fielder is batting cleanup. You change him to a DH. He will continue to bat cleanup, but now you need to replace him in right field with someone, such as one of your part-time players who can be quite versatile in handling the bat and in the field. He does not need to be a slugger. You already have as many sluggers as you need in the 3 through 6 slots. Now this new right fielder can bat anywhere in the lineup, but for easy comparison, I will put him in the number 9 slot in place of the pitcher. Of course, you can have him bat anywhere in the batting lineup that you want to. He should be able to bat at least 100 points higher than the pitcher, and so you've got a big, tremendous upgrade there. Notice that your number 1 through 8 slots have not changed at all. So it should not affect your small ball strategy any. You should still have your number 1 and 2 hitters steal and bunt as much as ever before. Just because this cleanup hitter is now a DH instead of a right fielder makes no difference. But you have upgraded your lineup a lot. Even if this new right fielder bats as low as 235, compared to the pitcher's 135 average, means he will reach base 74% more often. This gives you more opportunities for strategy. How much strategy is there if there's nobody on base? Also, he should be speedier than the pitcher, steal a few or a lot of bases, depending on who you get. And he can bunt as much as you like, instead of being forced to bunt with the pitcher. This makes your strategy more unpredictable. He would also probably be a better fielder than the player you changed to a DH. So you have upgraded your speed, versatility, and defense, and you've gotten rid of that dead spot down here at the number 9 spot of the order. You're much better off. Now compare this to what would happen if the American League were to eliminate the DH. For many teams, the number 1 through 8 slots would not change, especially those middle 7 teams whose players started a lot in the field. Those players would simply be used as full-time fielders. So we change him from a DH to a right fielder. And now whoever is in right field, this normal hitter, we have to take him out of the game and replace him with a 135 pitcher. Now we have downgraded our lineup, and we're going to be worse off because that player we just took out, he's probably speedier and more versatile than this pitcher is. So we have seriously downgraded our lineup down to a 135 hitter, and we gain nothing in return. We gain no speed, no versatility. This is true even for a team like the Tigers, who had Victor Martinez as their DH and did not field very much. He batted .289 in 2016. If the Tigers had to remove him from the lineup, can we replace him with some fast, versatile player I might have on my team? No, of course not. I can't put him in. I got to put the pitcher in his place. I have to take a .289 hitter out and replace him with a 135 hitter. And of course, I'm going to move him down to the number 9 slot. And everybody else, I'll move higher up a slot. Now, what have I gained? This pitcher is not going to steal any more bases than Victor Martinez did. He's still going to be not very effective on the base paths. He's not going to advance an extra base very much either. Tigers fielding isn't going to be any better. Have the same 8 fielders as before. So the Tigers have gained nothing. So you're much worse off than before, replacing a .289 hitter with a 135 hitter and not getting speedier or more versatile. So I hope you can see why the American League will not be doing away with the DH, and how much better the National League lineups would be if they did have the DH.